time no see. Been wanting to make this for a while. I did a tester about a month ago and turned out pretty good. So I am going to make fermented chili sauce, kind of Thai inspired, almost like sriracha. So you're going to need some ingredients and some pieces of equipment. You'll need a jar with a lid, ideally a kiln jar, a measuring jug, a stick blender, a spatula, some knives, something to blend in, some latex gloves. Now I've got blue ones because I'm not a pretentious cunt. But the reason for this is because we're handling Scotch Bonnet chilies and we're going to be cutting them. And knowing my luck, I won't scrub them like I've just touched, I don't know, the inside of a whale's vagina. And if I don't scrub them properly and I touch my pee-pee, it might get a little bit nippy. So, ingredients wise, you will need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 Scotch Bonnet chilies, or a fucking load. And then to bulk that up, just 4 or 5, in my case, red peppers. A stick of lemongrass. Yeah, it looks a bit peely-wally, but I store mine in the freezer so it keeps it fresh. A lump of cane sugar. A good piece of ginger, about 2 thumbs worth. 1 onion, that one's red. 3 pieces of garlic. They're only like that because, again, I keep them in the freezer. Good bunch of coriander and 6 Kafir lime leaves. These are also bought frozen and kept in the freezer. And you'll need some malt vinegar or vinegar of some sort. The first things first, we prep the veg. Okay, first thing you need to do with your veg is give them a good wash in cold water, especially if you bought them loose like I did. I got them in the Asian supermarket, which is probably the best place to get chilies and things. But the thing is, when they're loose, they've been in everybody's hands, they're getting touched. You just give them a good wash. Because you're going to be fermenting them, you want to make sure there's no nasties in there. All you need to do is chop up your veg. So, like I say, I'm wearing gloves. For the Scotch Bonnet, you just cut the end off, pull off the stalk, pop it in there, cut it in half, cut it in quarters, and then into little bits, and then we'll taste itself. Righty-ho. That'll make your arsehole sting in the morning. Yeah. And then with the bell peppers, you just cut them in half. You see all these chefs telling you all these different ways of cutting peppers. I'm not bothered about the seeds going in, so I'll literally just cut them in half and pull it out the green part there. Okay, just so everything gets amalgamated, put in a bit of each of your veg, pepper, onion, ginger, lemongrass, and just to measure this, I think this is probably about 100 mils. I reckon. Oh, it's 200, so yeah, 200 mils is perfect. And we're just going to add a little bit of this, and we're going to blitz it in stages. So always make sure it's off at the wall when you're not using it. Get your fingers away and blitz. So this will take a little bit of time, but you've got to remember there's a lot of juice in this vegetables and fruit, because peppers are a fruit. So I'm just going to blitz all of this up and add it into my jar and come back. Okay, so just in the last of the peppers, got most of the stuff in there. So the lime leaves, you want to get them nice and little. Watch your fingers, again, blitz them in there. So I'm going to that, and coriander. Stalks and all, we're just going to put that in there. If your mix is a little bit dry, you can add up to 200 ml of water. So that's what I've done. If you don't have a stick blender, you can do this in a food processor, of course, or a liquidizer. Just whatever you've got. It doesn't have to be that finely chopped, because it's going to be getting fermented and then cooked. But yeah, I'm going to blitz all that and then add that to that, and I'll come back. Oh. Right, once you've got that filled, get your sugar, pop it in there. You might need to take some of this out, and you're going to add 1 teaspoon of salt. And just give that a stir. The sugar should dissolve. Like I say, you might need to get rid of some of this. But we'll put it on a plate and we're going to cover it with a bit of paper. I'm going to have a wee taste, see what like it is. Oh, that's hot. I will remove some of that, and all we do is we put a bit of paper on the top and we close the lid, and what that does is it allows just enough air to escape so that it doesn't expand. But you're going to have to burp this every day for about a week, and we'll see you in a week's time. Hello, right. Continuation of this chili sauce. Today is the 6th of May, so this has been sitting on that windowsill there for 10 days. The reason for this was to let air in, but not to let yeasts, etc. get in so that it could turn. So hopefully you might be able to see some of the little air bubbles when it's fermented, maybe not. And have a wee taste. Jesus fuck man. Oh, it's spicy. Okay. So what you need to do, just as it's fermented, we'll give it another blitz just to get the worst of the lumps up. And then this is going to go in a crock pot stroke slow cooker on low for 24 hours. You can do this in a pan. The only issue is, in a pan, 1, you'll need to keep an eye on it. 2, there's going to be more evaporation. I don't want to do that. Okay. Always switch this off before you're anywhere near the blade. Okay, right. Whoa, it's getting right up my nostrils. Incidentally, that is what your arse is going to sound like if you were to eat all that. So just scrape this into here. That's simple. Get a lid on. And on low. And 24 hours. We'll see you then. Okay, doke. Right. Our chili sauce I had put in the slow cooker overnight, and when I got up in the morning, I added a pint of water, kept it on low throughout the day. Ooh, snipping the nostrils. Kept it on low throughout the day, and it's a bit thin, as you can tell. Let's have a look. It has darkened, don't worry, that's just the sugars in the sauce. Let's see how it is. Wow! Haha! Righty ho! Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to thicken it just ever so slightly, just so it doesn't come pushing out the bottle. I've got these bottles that I've sterilised. I'm only going to show you filling one. Okay. I'll just bring this up to simmer. Add a wee sip of corn flour. If you want to add more salt, you can. Doesn't or shouldn't need it. But I'm going to add a good squeeze of honey. Dripping away like Ron Jeremy's bell end. God's name. We'll let that come up to temperature and we'll come back once it's simmering. Okay, so it's up to nearly a bit of temperature. And like I say, we're just going to add enough just to make it that little bit more viscous. And we'll cook it out. Now I give this a... Who wants to do that without moving my lips? I give this a good blitz. That's how hot the chili is. Camera lady's got the fucking sneezes. At least she hasn't got the farts, I suppose. It could be worse. I did give this a good blitz, but you will need to pass it through a sieve and take that off of there. Just pass it through a sieve because there was lemongrass in here and there was Kafir lime leaves. So if they haven't broken down, and of course there was all the seeds. So just in case they haven't been broken down properly in the fermentation, I just pass it through a sieve. This has been alright for me. As you can see, there's not much that hasn't passed, but you want to get the worst of that. So you get a nice smooth sauce. And it's just as simple as pouring it into your sterilised bottles. It can be a bit of a faff, it's easier with a jug. And the reason you do this while it's hot is once you've sealed the bottle, when it's hot, when it cools down, it will create a vacuum. And I'm not filling the bottle up, so there's enough in there to kill half a germ. There we go. Chili sauce that will make you shit your pants. Happy crappy cooking.